take 2 million people out of income tax altogether.
Rachel Reeves.
I thank the Minister for his answer, but regret the absence of both the Chancellor and the Chief Secretary in explaining this series of U-turns. But this statement leaves a number of questions unanswered. On the 16th of April, the Exchequer Secretary told this House, and I quote, "The same approach should apply to mobile caravans as to static non-residential caravans, and to a hot pie served in a fish and chip shop as to one served in a bakery." And on the 12th of April, on the proposed cap on income tax relief for charitable donations, he said, and I quote, "The policies we've announced is a sensible one." What new evidence came to light since then and during the recess period that has led the government to change its mind? The reality, Mr. Speaker, is that the facts have not changed, and that this is a government that does not like to be held to account for its mistakes. The Minister has tried to make a virtue of the government's abandonment of policies that proved to be unpopular and unworkable by saying that they were listening. But failing to do the necessary work on a policy before announcing it, then sneaking out a reversal when it hoped that no one was looking, is not consultation, Mr. Speaker, it's total incompetence. Isn't it the truth that this government was so desperate for money-making measures that it took from whomever it thought it could, hoping to get away with it? The result? A total and utter shambles of a budget. But the budget mistakes that are still there are the worst ones of all. A tax cut for millionaires while asking millions to pay more. And no plan for jobs and growth that we desperately need to get our economy back on track and our deficit down. And since the Minister and his colleagues are making so much of a virtue of listening and its readiness to change course and make the occasional U-turn, maybe now they'll listen to the millions of pensioners hit by the granny tax, the millions of families hit by cuts to their tax credits, to the million young people out of work, the businesses struggling to break even, and everyone in this country suffering from the double-dip recession made in Downing Street and crying out...
Order. Perhaps the House can calm down. The House needs to calm down on both sides. Can I just remind the Shadow Chief Secretary that the narrow focus of the question is changes in announced policy, and I know it's on that narrow matter, not a sort of second reading debate on the budget, that she will concentrate. Rachel Reeves.
With the number of U-turns this government has made in the last 2 weeks, it's difficult to know where to start. But